So this is what it's come to. Backpack rapping in 2012 because I want to.
I used to believe that music was my purpose, you know. Like I always lived by the statement that everything happens for a reason. And that for me represented purpose. And I always kind of related the whole, you know, my whole purpose in life is to actually make music. So I just said, okay, so let me just say Reason. Apart from that, I just had a ridiculous name that I didn't think I'd have a career with. But I think the real thing about it is it's actually more about the basics of, you know, what I communicate in my music. I always try and reason things out. I always try, you know, reason with people about love. I try reason with people about life. I try reason with people about confidence, about politics, about everything, about hip-hop, everything. I'd say I've been in the music industry professionally for about 7 years. But in terms of, you know, getting involved in hip-hop for as long as I could write, really. Ever since I was a kid, ever since I started knowing how to actually write, I used to listen to music and I'd try to write like people. Coming from battle raps into the commercial scene is, I think, you know, for the most part, for me, it was a personal decision. There's certain things that you learn in battling that you can actually use in writing music and being a full-time musician. For example, the thing about battling is you're competing. You know, it's one guy against the other guy, and you're just going at each other and you're competing about who's better, and you're just dissing each other, right? You're taking each other apart. And there's a lot of things, there's a lot of lessons that you learn in doing that. You learn to think fast, you learn to rhyme fast, you learn to make sense of things, and you learn to change the situation. Something that, you know, you learn to have a new look at things, because somebody could say something about my nose being big, which they always did because I have a big nose. But I'd have to actually change that and say, I can inhale your whole career. Something smart like that, you know?
As the world keeps turning,
I think a lot of my mind is probably the realest song so far in the whole album, because it also talks about the things that are happening in my life while I'm waiting. You know, you're trying to be a star, you're trying to be a rapper, and your grandmother's ill. You haven't seen your sister in a very long time. You got bills, you got debts. There's a whole lot of things going on, and you're just trying to be a star. 7 years trying to become an artist is a very long time. It's very frustrating, it's very draining. To a certain point, you actually end up feeling like, you know, this is just a dream, you know, and it's like, yeah, you're never gonna get anywhere, you know, and you just keep angling yourself. That's pretty much what you get from that little part where it says, as the world keeps turning, I'm just watching, waiting for my turn to prove myself, because it doesn't matter how long you wait to actually become whatever you want to become, the world keeps moving.
I'm watching everything. I'm waiting for my turn. I'm watching, I'm waiting to prove myself. I got a lot on my mind.
My thoughts about where hip-hop is right now are really, I think it's more like, it's a reflection of what really is happening out there. I'd like to think that, I'd like to believe that, because it's what I come across. Yes, it gets flashy. Yes, it gets shiny. Yes, it gets disrespectful. Yes, it gets a little too excited, and it gets a little too irresponsible. But that is really a reflection of who we are as artists. We are in positions where we're young, and for most of us, you know, money is coming in very fast. The glamour is coming in very fast. The popularity comes in very fast. And, you know, our personalities also get to come out a little bit more, because we can afford to do anything. And in some regards, we can't. Some artists aren't really making it. But what usually happens is, in terms of what people hear is, you know, it comes out. You know, artists become themselves, and then they speak about themselves, and they speak about their experiences.
I ain't written one, I got a savings account, but I ain't never saving none. I got a credit card, but I ain't got no credit, cause I got a debit card, and all I do is keep debiting.
For the next couple of months, I'm probably going to be trying to be a bigger rapper. We're going to put out a new single not too long from now. Working on some tours. I'm in a place now where I'm like, okay, now everybody let me in. Like, the industry's like, okay, cool, we can accept this guy. Now I'm like hopping around, and I'm okay, cool, so what can we do, brother? You know, so I'm in that place. Don't be surprised if I have a song with Zahara next year. I'm just saying, I'm in that place now.
And still I have to consider I got water and lights instead of thinking I'm getting bigger.